After packing up our gear and leaving Toad Rock, we rode around the southern Kootenays for a while. We visited Kaslo and some sites in the area. Then it was on towards the Glass House. Here's a little bit of our visit at the Glass House.
That's when he started. The house was finished in 54, but everything else was added on for the time that he lived here, which was 16 years.
So he lived inside here?
Yeah, for the 16 years with his wife.
Cool. Straggler?
Is this everyone?
Yeah, the other fellow we
He's
told
been
him.
through here a couple times.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
troublemaker too.
So right here, I'll just tell you a bit about the history on the house before we head on inside. So the Glass House is entirely built out of empty embalming fluid bottles. Do you know what those are?
Yes.
Okay, and the house is built by David H. Brown. He was originally from Red Deer, Alberta. And over there, he was in the funeral business for around 35 years. So of course, he saw lots of these bottles coming in and out all the time. They were just being wasted, thrown away at the end of the day. He didn't like to see that happening, so he decided that he could recycle all these bottles. They could act as a glass brick, and he could build a house out of them. And then if you look on the grass behind the fence there, you can see the bottles with the caps and everything on.
Mm-hmm.
They all have their caps on, which means the dead air space inside acts as insulation. So it does hold the heat in there pretty well. It can stay pretty warm. That's something he figured out while he was experimenting with the bottles to make sure they'd be able to work and everything. So once he came up with this idea, of course he had to collect them. So he spent 10 years traveling Western Canada to get them, and he ended up with 600,000 in the end. So quite a few, almost a million. And he couldn't build in Alberta because of the harsh winters there. The bottles would be expanding and decompressing all the time, and they would just break. But here in the Kootenays, the winters are fairly mild, so that's one of the reasons why he chose to build here, as well as the solid piece of bedrock that we're on. Kind of acts as a foundation, make sure nothing's going to shift or move, because each bottle weighs 1 pound, and then with the hand mixed cement in between, the house is really heavy, so it definitely needs the bedrock underneath it. So once he picked this location, he came out here in 1952, and he spent that year building the outside of the house and 53 on the inside. So it only took him 2 years to build the house, which was really quick.
Is that right?
A lot of long hour
Especially-
days.
Yeah, especially in those days.
Lots of mortar.
And he did it mostly by himself as well. But yeah, you can come inside now.
Hard worker.
A lot harder than me, I'll tell you that. That accomplished about 1 layer.
So everything in the house is original from when he lived here.
Oh yeah. See, he looks like a hard worker.
So in here we have 2 rooms. We have the living room and the master bedroom. In the living room, there's the grandfather clock that came over from England, and it's around 300 years old. It still works. It rings on the hour. And the fireplace is built out of all local rock, and it is the main heating source. And below the clock,
Like the
there's
gun.
a peacock. And the peacock was their pet. They named him Prince Charles. And that gun hanging above the fireplace, it's around 250 years
Yeah,
old.
that's an old one.
Wow.
In the family for 3 generations. And the Singer sewing machine that belonged to his mother-in-law. And then in the off-season, there's family members that still come and stay here for a couple weeks at a time.
Really?
So for that reason, we keep the bathroom in the upstairs bedroom private.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well,
Making my house look like this.
I love this siding.
Like eating breakfast here every night morning would be pretty nice looking out there.
I like the coffee grinder. What'd you say?
That's
All the kitchen appliances are original and they all still work. They just turned off. And the 3 pots by the stove, they all fit together on one burner to make a circle. And you can cook 3 things at once.
Isn't that
Ah,
It's a smart design.
neat? Why don't they do that anymore?
look at this nice coffee grinder.
And that countertop that it's sitting on lifts up for extra storage.
Oh, okay.
It has the hinges on the back.
Oh, I see. Look at how big the elements are in those days.
Are we going out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The door beside the fridge, it's the one that leads upstairs to the
Okay.
bedroom where
Okay.
the family members will stay.
There's one bedroom up there? Wow.
Yeah, so when you're ready, you can head out this back door.
There's a walkway going down too.
Yeah, as if people got to live here. This doesn't seem fair.
You know, eh?
This is insane, and they still get to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in his family.
So these are what those bottles.
They got a walkway. Oh, they got a dock down there.
Wow,
Oh yeah, that big rock plant.
I'm gonna go see if I can
Platform
sleep down
rock.
there.
that's a
It
sick
almost
view,
looks
boy.
like you could
Holy
bring a
shit!
boat right up to it. Might be a little tough, huh? Yeah, this is pretty nice chunk of property.
Oh, this has a history of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the actual construction.
Yeah, right from what it looked like at the beginning.
Wow. My God.
Like you showed me this on
2 years. Yeah, I seen this online. I had no idea it was quite this.
Can you imagine building
Oh.
this?
Another building here.
Boy, that soil is cold. It just
How cool is this? Be a little lookout tower, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And we're talking the house, not all the rest. Anywhere else, just stay home and work. Well. Yeah.
They have a concrete boat ramp down here too.
Really?
Yeah, like they must have some pretty big boats they launch off down
This
here.
old man's watching his step here.
You can go all the way up to there, and then look at they got the concrete boat ramp.
Oh, wow. Look at that water.
I go into that thing.
Oh, let's check out this little. My goodness, how cool is this? What's this place?
Yeah.